Pudgy Penguins has been pumping huge, and I actually called this, and we're going to talk about what's about to happen next. Anyways, remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Let's hop straight into it. So, as you can see, Pudgy Penguins is up 16.1% in the last 24 hours, 15% in the last 7 days, 34% in the last 14, 23% in the last 30, and you can see the volume is all the way at 815 million, and the market cap is at 2.4 billion. Pudgy Penguins has just been doing literally insane numbers. But yes, I called this. So yes, if you look right here, I called the play here on Pudgy Penguins, and I'm proud of myself. Anyways, I've called the play on a lot of stuff. So anyways, this right here is called a bullish wedge. So this is a bullish wedge, and I called this play 10 days ago if you look over here. And yeah, and shout out to this guy. I hope this guy actually went ahead and bought. He said you are the hidden gem. Only the destined ones would found your channel. So shout out to him. Sorry if I mistake this for I think it's a Korean or Chinese letters. Sorry. But look, this is huge, okay? This is huge. I've been telling you guys, a Pudgy Penguins is pumping, it's gonna pump. It did it. And then look, it did it to a T. When it breaks out of the pattern here, it kind of gives you a bear trap. All right. So when you break out of a bullish wedge like this, it kind of gives you that bear trap. And it tried to trap people. But for the people that didn't get trapped, shout out to y'all. But look, I called this. I'm gonna show you guys right here. So here we are.
So let's go ahead and break down this wedge pattern. So here
Look at
is
that.
our wedge
Look
pattern
at that.
for Pudgy Penguins here.
Beautiful.
It's not going to look perfect, but hey, it
Beautiful.
touches multiple times. It touches up here, it touches up here,
Mm-hmm.
here, and
3
down here.
times. The fourth's
Right.
the charm.
So we're looking at this
Hold up.
pattern.
So it touches the top 3 times. On the 4th is when it makes its breakout. Okay? That's how it happens.
And then we're also coming this way with it as well.
So yeah.
So yeah, it is
As you can
like
see, I
down
mentioned
obviously
Pudgy Penguins
wedge. So as you
about to break out.
only looking pretty good. So yeah, it's a falling wedge in an uptrend.
So yeah. Falling wedge, we can call it whatever you want. Everyone has a different name. Falling wedge, bullish wedge. Well, actually, it technically is a falling wedge, not a bullish wedge. But it's still a bullish wedge because it was bullish. All right. But yeah, as you can see here, falling wedge slash a bullish wedge. Um, that's pretty much what it is. And you know, it's a pretty easy call right there. Textbook play. Shout out to anyone that made it. We're going to talk about what's about to happen next inside the prices here. So definitely wait for that. But yeah, no big news for Pudgy Penguins. They were just featured in the Q2 bullish on Nasdaq. Actually, no, that is pretty big. Pudgy Penguins and Pengu were just featured in the Q2 bullish on the Nasdaq exchange earnings report. So that's pretty huge. And bullish is an exchange there, and I think yeah, you can trade bullish on Robinhood also. It's on Nasdaq. But anyways, this is absolutely insane. This is absolutely insane. I've been talking about this and it happened. So, anyways, what's about to happen now? All right. First of all, we are looking at the daily chart, right? So, on the daily chart here, we have a few things we got to look at, right? First of all, looking over here on the MACD, still have good buying pressure. Sellers have not taken over yet. They attempted to take over, but they were unsuccessful. Now, these candlesticks, these buying candlesticks are slightly smaller than these. So hopefully we see more buying and more volume. Because right now it could easily reverse and we don't want to see that. And also if we come over here, this is the daily chart, by the way. We look over here at the percent R trend exhaustion. We can see that this trend here is almost exhausted to the upside, but not necessarily. Still has more growth, both the long-term trend and the short-term trend still have more growth to the upside. So what am I looking for in Pudgy Penguins? Well, I'm looking for Pudgy Penguins to come all the way up here to about 0.046. So that is the level that we want to account for. We have minor resistance right here at 4 cents, minor resistance. Okay. So yeah, we are waiting for this to hit 0.046. If we get rejected at this minor resistance area at 4 cents, then we need to watch out because then we're gonna go down to back down to 3 cents. Okay, so we need to watch out for that. But I think it's going to push higher. Now let's go ahead and pull up our 4-hour chart. So this is why I say you need to be careful of the minor resistance area. It's a minor resistance, not too bad. But this is why you need to be careful. Because on the MACD for the 4-hour charts, sellers are starting to step in. But you've seen how buyers, came back in the other time and saved us. Well, we just seen a little bit of sellers stepping in, but still have buyers, dominating the market right now. And then over here, the percent on trend exhaustion, the trend is almost exhausted to the upside, as you can see here. Usually when you get these red bars, eventually a red down arrow shows, and then it pushes everything down. So this is the 4-hour chart. Slightly, not even bearish, but you're risking a pullback, right? Even on the hourly chart, risking a pullback, way overbought on the hourly. So yeah, it's gonna pull back, but it's going to bounce after it does that. It's going to continue on an uptrend, but it just has to pull back and then reground itself because it just had a pretty big pump. So if we pull back, we want to watch out for this level, also 0.035. So before we even hit 3 cents, 0.035 is what we watch. Okay, so watch 0.035, and then we have a little bit more areas here, another minor support. Always want to get your little minor support and resistance areas, and it's fairly easy to find them. Just where have we recently had support, most recently, and as well as resistance. Resistance becomes support, support becomes resistance. Anyways, as you can see, hit it multiple times as resistance. Support, hit it multiple times, one here, another support, more support, resistance right here, and resistance here. And yeah, as you can see, this is structural level. So, if we pull back 0.035, and then we should recover from there. If we can't recover from there, we're looking towards 0.032 and recover from there. Then if we can't recover from there, then we're looking for 3 cent on the dot. But I believe personally that we will pull back to either about 0.035 and recover because this is going to establish a higher low. So as you can see, Pudgy Penguins has been establishing higher lows ever since it broke out. Higher low here, higher low. Actually, no, right here is not necessarily a higher low. So, but if we look at it from the perspective of this, higher low there, higher low here, the third one is the charm. Remember, after the third one, that's when you have your breakout. One higher low, two higher low. Pulling back here, that makes it three higher low. And then from there, we should have a nice breakout. And that should bring us to 0.045. And it should give us the strength to push higher. So I think this is going to be a nice push to the upside. It's just a waiting game of patience, right? Anyone that hopped in on my previous call that I made, I was like, hey, Pudgy Penguins about to take off. Anyone who did that, you made money. All right. So this is all I got for you all today. Again, just to recap, we are overbought on the percent R trend exhaustion for the 1-hour chart. This trend is over exhausted, which means a pullback is imminent. All right. So we should see a pullback, but it's not going to be that bad. If we come from here, we pull back to 0.035, we're looking at an 8% drop. If we come down to here to 0.032, we're looking at a 16% drop. So 17 actually. And then if we come down here at 3 cents on the dot, we're then looking at a 23% drop. But then almost followed by immediate recovery. Even if it pulled all the way back here, once you get up to back up to that Fibonacci at 0.037, you break even, and then it continues on that uptrend. So I think Pudgy Penguins is in a very good position. It's still very bullish. We do have slight risk for a short-term pullback, but long-term, this thing's going to continue to run. you want to pay attention to the daily charts. The daily charts are showing us that MACD still has strength, more strength to the upside, and we just came off a huge oversold area, and then the percent R trend exhaustion is also showing us that we have more strength to the upside. Not much more, but we still do, right? So just let it pull back and then let it take off, right? Just let it pull back and let it take off. And if it doesn't pull back, cool, cool, right? We don't need to be right every time. We just need to make sure that when we are right, we make the most money and we don't lose any, if not much money, right? So, anyways, we're doing extremely well here with Pudgy Penguins. So this is all I got for you all today. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this financial advice. Definitely hit the like button and subscribe, all that good stuff. Leave a comment in the comment section. And as always, I'll be back with another video.